Now let's take a look at some of the myths regarding online education. I can admit to you now that when I first heard the term online education 8, 10, 12 years ago, I thought it was a scam. I didn't believe in it because I didn't understand it. I was ignorant, and I'll be the first to admit that. Being around it for the better part of the last decade, I understand that that of course is not true. And of course, as online education grows, there's going to be these myths, just like I had, that are associated with this. So I wanted to take a look at a few of these and maybe share some that I had that you may have as well regarding online education, and really help you get a better understanding of it. So the first one is, and the foremost, is that online education is easy. It's much easier than taking a traditional brick and mortar class. That is false. It's not true. There may be some that are classes that are easier based on the content, but while online classes are more flexible than the more traditional classes, they're definitely not easier. As with anything in life, you really only get out of it what you put into it. So students themselves also have to be disciplined and self-starters. We can't force them upon themselves face-to-face or online. Now let's look at the next one here. You really need to have superior computer skills. You need to be a computer expert to teach online classes or take online classes. That's not true, of course. It does help to have a little background knowledge in computers, but it's not required. You'll gain that as you go along. Having a basic understanding of those tools is helpful. How to work a computer and get started with online courses. You don't really need to be a technological savvy type person to get started. You basically, if you can check your email and upload a document and surf the internet, you can figure it out, or at least get started. Many online colleges and schools really realize that the teachers and students may not have that initial technological knowledge to get started. That's why they have tech support and have support for their students and their faculty. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you out to get through those hurdles, to make your job a little less intimidating and get through some difficult topics that you may be going through. I'm here to make your life a lot easier. So get that idea that you need to be a computer genius to teach online out of your head, because I can assure you that I'm not a computer genius. I have learned a lot in teaching online, but I was trained as a law enforcement officer. My minor was in computer science. I just grew from there. I took that onus upon myself to learn more, and I'm still learning today. I learn every day. I'm always looking for new technologies to make my life and my students' lives better. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. There's no personal connection between the students and the faculty member. This is one of the biggest myths that I try to break down. This is one of the biggest things that I see as a barrier, though, for you, for me, that we do need to break down, because online education really can limit the way that we communicate. It's your job and my job to effectively break down that wall, that communication barrier. Think about maybe when online education was in its infancy. It may have been true, but today online schools, colleges, professors are really taking great steps and links to bridge that gap between the student and the teacher there. They've heard the complaints, they've heard what the teachers said, what they've said, what the students have said. There's no personal connection. So now we want to focus on having that personal communication. Phone calls, emails, actively communicating with the students via discussion boards and other channels that we have. So it is a challenge, but it isn't necessarily a myth that it cannot be done. It requires a little bit more effort on your part, but it can be done. Now, another myth that is slowly fading is that traditional colleges look down on online schools. That may be true for some. I can't speak for all of them, but for the most part that's not true, because as online education grows, these traditional schools are seeing, hey, we might want to take a page of from these online schools and offer online classes. And why would they do that? Well, because they're more cost effective for them to run, and they're more appealing to the students, and it allows them to have more flexibility. Maybe they won't have to cancel certain classes based on enrollment that they would have to cancel in traditional arenas. But each school is different, but they're seeing the benefits of online classes and embracing that. As online education has really changed the academic landscape in the country. More and more students are really now prefer the flexibility of online classes and taking those degrees online rather than having a fixed classroom-based classroom and be fixed to those schedules. But these are just a few myths that I like to share with you. Again, it's not all of them, but we'll touch on a lot more of them in the members area video section. But don't be fooled by these myths. If you have any questions of these, just drop me an email and let me know what I can do to help you out. But check out the rest of the free videos that I have here, and I hope to see you in the members only section, and I'll talk to you later.